Next up is a language activity. Here it says, personification is giving human qualities to something that is not human. Here's an example from Chapter 2. The house was proud of itself. How is the house personified in this example? So we're going to say the house is compared to a person because people can be blank, but houses cannot. So on that blank, what is the characteristic that they give to the house that is normally a characteristic that describes people? Next, create your own example of personification. Do this one on your own. Part B. Many authors enjoy using alliteration, a literary device where the author repeats the same sound at the beginning of several words. Here's one such example from Chapter 1. A deep, damp mattress of leaves. Using your imagination, create your own examples of alliteration from the following topics. Each example must contain a minimum of 3 words. Okay, so deep and damp both start with that D sound, so that's an example of alliteration. Let me think. The sound of a crow. Well, a crow caws. So I'm going to say the crow caws loudly in my window. I've got that alliteration because I've got the crow caws. Now it's your turn. What about a truck starting up on a cold morning? Okay, so using alliteration, maybe the tired truck struggles to start. So I've got that alliteration, the tired truck. Now, you'll do this last one. How can you describe a tree falling to the ground using alliteration? You might work with the T sound for tree. Okay, let's take a look at our next page. These are the extension activities. For part 1, you're going to create a storyboard. A storyboard is a series of pictures that tell about an important event in the story. A storyboard can tell the story of only one scene or the entire novel. Complete the storyboard below using the events described in this section of Tuck Everlasting. You may want to practice your drawings on a separate piece of paper. So, there are 6 boxes. You can do 1 for each section of the novel. So 2 for the prologue, 2 for Chapter 1, and 2 for Chapter 2. So think of it as a flow map. What are the different events that happen in the novel so far? Kind of like creating a comic strip for Chapters 1 and 2. Spend some time doing this. It should take you at least 5 minutes. Now, let's look at the next section. This section is extra credit, which, as we stated at the beginning of this lesson, everyone definitely needs. Quintet. Unlike quintuplet, a set of 5 children born to the same mother at one birth, a quintet is a 5-line verse that tells a story. The quintet has a syllable pattern and has the wonderful ability of bringing a visual image to life for the reader. Here is the structure of the quintet. A creative title, then line 1 tells when and has 3 syllables. Line 2 tells where and has 5 syllables. Line 3 tells what and has 7 syllables. Line 4 describes an activity and has 9 syllables. Line 5 contains a relevant thought and has 3 syllables. Here's an example of a quintet from the poem Jack and Jill. Okay, so remember, syllables are like the beats in the word. So dinner time has 3 syllables. That tells when. Up a hill they went to fetch a pail of water. Then Jack and Jill tumbled down the hill, poor old Jack. So you can see that each line in this poem has each of these number of syllables and tells a poem. This is pretty tricky, but I think that some of you will be really good at this. Try your hand at writing a quintet that contains some important details from the prologue to Chapter 2 of this novel. Good luck! If you finished all this section, we should be wrapping up for class. Make sure to leave your station clean, Leave your folder at your station to be collected, and make sure that you've taken a pencil or put your pencil back where it belongs, your book in your backpack to complete your homework, and tuck your chair in before you leave. Thanks for participating in today's video lesson. I'll see you tomorrow.